The YouTube thumbnail game is on, and I'm your CGR back with another episode. Today's episode is the face. Okay, so the face is showing a person is really important on a thumbnail. It's in the world where we feel more disconnected more than ever. You see that every single technological advancement that's happening, every single new app that's coming out, every single innovation, whether it's in the food industry or it's in the sports industry or whatever is coming out, new social media platform, everything is pulling people away from each other. Like it's giving you dopamine hits and feeling of connection without actually meeting people. So in this era, it's becoming more and more important for us to see faces, for us to connect with other people. So faces are really important on the thumbnails. It gives people a sense of connection. Make people trust more, and overall will increase CTR 99.9%. Like as much as germs, as much as soaps will kill, Dettol will kill germs on my hand. That number of time you need a face on a thumbnail, whether it is of a celebrity or yourself. The face is always better. So the tools I use to enhance face. First is Remini. This is the one I use daily. Remini, REMINI. It's a paid tool, but it is really good. It brightens the face, makes it better, makes it realistic, adjusts everything perfectly, the color tones. Most of the time, the results that I get from Remini are really good. The subscription costs 3,000 per year, so it's not expensive. It's really affordable, especially if I make at least 20 to 30 images enhancements daily, so it's really good for me. The second is Liquify. I think I'm trying to write it in a order of priority and order of importance, so that will help. Liquify, even after neural filters have come out, neural filters are not doing as good job as of right now. Even generative fills can help in transforming faces, but Liquify is the best. You can, if you want to make someone angry, you can just raise up their eyebrows and make their mouth smaller, nose bigger, bulge tool, then eyes smaller. So, and can literally just lower the smile. Liquify has much more control over the face than the neural filters giving expressions. I use neural filters a bit, and then most of it is Liquify. Sometimes I try generative fill, that helps a bit, and generative fill does help. But as of now, we have to make a lot of generations to help it. Also, the image generation in the beta version, that is really good. So yeah, next is the neural filters. It's good, but it's not adequate at the moment. It's not that good. Although you can see what it's doing and then do it in the Liquify, because it destroys the face most of the time. You can use it a little bit and then use Liquify. That is better, I think. Then the next is Replicate. Replicate is another from Insang. It's from GitHub. It's on GitHub. Now it's paid, but it's more affordable than Remini. Much more affordable than Remini. And before I found Remini, I used to use Replicate. Sometimes I still use Replicate because Remini's colors are not good, and sometimes Remini does not do the generation if it's not able to identify the faces. So yeah, that's why I use Replicate. The fifth point is that it's not a tool. It's just that you have to keep it as big as possible. Often, even right now, I make this mistake that I try to keep the chest inside the picture. But many of the time, you do not need the chest of the person. You just need face and the neck of the person. So that is something that I learned very lately and in a hard manner, because clients say bigger, 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 bigger. That's how I learned it should be bigger. Yeah. And sixth point is that perspective. This is not a tool. It's just Control T, and after that, or Command T. After that, you just move the needles. Like, I realized it very late that I have complete control over an image in Photoshop. Like, as much control as I want. Like, I can do anything. On the face, I can make it look like the person was closer to the camera, or it was away from the camera. Like, just right click and perspective, and you can warp it. It can make the person face closer and the body at a distance. That make things look really more dramatic and much more engaging and better to look at overall. Then the seventh point is eye colors. I often try to enhance eye colors because it just looks good. Often when a person has blue eyes or black eyes, like, grays don't look that much good, or light blue or dark blue doesn't look like bright blue. Like, increasing the hue and saturation and colorizing it looks really good. Also, pin light, I think, is a blend mode that I like in general. And eye highlighting, this I learned from another client of mine that I still work with. He said that whenever the eyes are brighter, the CTRs are arriving for his thumbnails. So always increase the curves, S curves, like S upper part of it, always increase it to the max, and then increase the feathering and invert the mask and colorize that part of the eyes. And of course, if you have, then reduce the opacity as per the need, and also use that mask to fill this normal fill white, and use that mask, and again lower the opacity to make it look more realistic. That almost always increases the CTR and also makes it looks good, until and unless it's not looking fake. So yeah. Next point is contrast with the background. Like, the image must have a contrast with the background, and if you're using a split screen, the left and right must have a contrast between each other. That was out of the point, but today we were discussing on this point, so I thought you should share. Also, blurring and wide angles look really good. Here's the face of the person. The background, the depth makes things look realistic, because people hate open clickbaits and fake images. So if you can have a shadow of the person falling on the background, or background that is on a little bit blurred or more blurred, and the background, just make it look realistic, that's really good. And the person is brighter with the background a bit darker, that makes it looks like it stands out, and the contrast increases. That's really good. And also, if you want to give a blur that is not naturally already on the background, remove the subject, and then cut out the subject, remove the subject on the background with the generative fill, and then blur the background, not just simply blur the background. Otherwise it will make things like look very glowy and it looks really bad. Also, all of the things that I told you, many of the things that are like manual in the Photoshop, you can just use actions to simplify everything. Like, in general, use action to simplify everything. On all the 19 episodes I have told you, I try to use as many actions as possible and templates to just copy paste things to make my work process much more faster and easier for myself. So yeah, I use actions for highlighting, color, high pass. I have action for that. I need to create more actions for many things. Yeah, we are learning daily and doing more things. So this was YouTube Thumbnail Game as episode number 19, the face, brought to you by CTR Designs. Thank you.